What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another amazing Spider-Man video. The closer we get to this game, the more excited I get and the more cool shit we have to talk about. That is more or less that in a nutshell. But that said, before I continue into the video, what was the last Spider-Man game you guys played, or have you even ever played any Spider-Man games? Let me know in the comment section below, and if you are excited for this one, then drop a like on this video, and if you're not, dislike the video. I'm very curious to see what you guys think or how you feel about the game so far. But in this video, we got two awesome topics to talk about. First of all, something that is going to make this game a little bit extra spicier, more or less, than what it already is, and second of all, the game's map size. Now, this is kind of, I guess you could say, like in everyone's top 5 questions, especially with open world games in general, and more specifically games like this. They always definitely do play a big key factor, because you can't have a game like this with a small ass map, right? So, with that said, the game's map is pretty freaking important. But before we get into that, let me jump straight into the information we got, which is gonna make this game a whole lot more awesome looking than what it already is looking like, more or less. Now, basically, Brian Horton officially announced on Twitter that he will start working on Spider-Man PS4 starting January the 2nd, 2018 for Insomniac Games. Now, that said, if you guys don't know who Brian Horton is, and I don't expect you to know who he is, but basically he has a few games, or I guess you could say projects, under his belt, and he is more or less like the arty fancy kind of guy, if that makes sense. So like previous games he's worked on, well, big titles is Tomb Raider and Infinite Warfare for, of course, Call of Duty. So that said, he's got kind of like 2 big ass titles under his belt, which is going to be really interesting to see, because as far as his work goes, and you can see like him being a director for these games, etc, seems to do a really awesome job. So I'm very excited to see, what kind of like key factor, or I guess you could say how he's going to play in this, like how his work is going to make a big ass difference. But I think it's going to be for the best, because this guy has a shit ton of experience, more or less, and the more experience you have, the more you're going to be awesome at your job, and the more passionate about it, more or less. And I'm going to look for attention to detail in the Amazing Spider-Man, because I feel like it's going to be very important. I feel like this is just something that's going to be there. But nonetheless, that is the awesome news we have now about the game's map. So, the map size, to give you a better perspective, if you've ever played Sunset Overdrive, is going to be several times bigger than that. So, to give you a better perspective, this is Sunset Overdrive's map. To give you a better perspective, hopefully that kind of does. So, it's a decent size as it is, but the developer for Spider-Man says it will be about 4 to 6 times bigger than this. So, I mean, I'm just gonna let your brain really figure that one out, because it's pretty freaking big. I mean, it's gonna be a big ass map, but it's gonna be super exciting, because I can see so many side quests and all that sort of stuff that's really just gonna make it, a really good Spider-Man game as a whole. But with that said, that is something that has pumped me up a little bit more for this game. I'm very excited to see some more action for this game in general. I know we had like the previous trailer, etc, and always just looking absolutely incredibly awesome so far. So that said, I have nothing bad to say about the game as of yet, and I don't want to change my mind on that, because like I said, it looks really freaking cool. But get in the comment section below, let me know what you guys think about Spider-Man so far. Are you guys going to be getting it? Like I said at the beginning of the video, let me know the previous Spider-Man games you have ever played. And that is more or less it in a nutshell. That's where I wrap up the video. So subscribe for more awesome shit if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in the next video. But till then, I hope you have yourselves a ridiculously awesome day, and until then, adios amigos.